Hi, I'm Harris Harrington of depersonalizationrecovery.com. The topic of this video is why many people get stuck in their recovery process from depersonalization disorder. So depersonalization disorder is a dissociative disorder highly interrelated with anxiety, where a person feels primarily two symptoms. They feel depersonalization, which is being cut off from the sense of self, and they feel derealization, which is being cut off from the external world. So these manifest themselves in not feeling like you're the one moving your hands, not feeling like you're the person you see in the mirror, feeling cut off with your sense of identity, feeling cut off from your sense of your thoughts, not feeling like you're the one thinking. You might think you're going insane. These are very common depersonalization symptoms. Now, very common derealization symptoms are when you just think the world looks two-dimensional. You may feel like there's a pane of glass between you and things. And you just feel totally cut off from the world. You feel an altered sense of reality that you felt before. So depersonalization, derealization, people get these, they're usually triggered in a panic attack, either caused by smoking marijuana or just from a stressful circumstance. So once people have this panic attack, or they might get it gradually, once they get this disorder, they feel different from how they used to feel. They oftentimes get stuck. Now, maybe 6 months later, a year later, things might get better. They might start feeling better. They might be eating better. They might have, maybe they've seen a therapist. Maybe they've started exercising. Maybe they've kind of discovered things about their past that might have caused depersonalization, whatever. And they feel better. But a lot of times they're kind of stuck at this 70–80% recovery phase. They're not having panic attacks every day, but it's still tough to get through the day, and they don't really feel a sense of reality that they felt before in their quote-unquote normal lives. So why is it? Why do people get stuck in this kind of limbo state? They're not fully depersonalized or fully derealized, but they're not really 100% fully recovered. The reason is there's many elements to a recovery process from depersonalization disorder. Okay, I call this integrating different methods. So you might have used a few methods for recovering just naturally, but you've missed a lot of other recovery techniques and ideas, and you haven't implemented them. So recovery from depersonalization requires getting kind of everything down, every element of recovery down, all the cylinders working, so that you experience a full 100% recovery. So in this video, I'm going to kind of overview very briefly all the different techniques, ideas, and schools of thought and things you can do to get over depersonalization, to help you kind of identify things you might have missed and reasons why you're stuck. So one of the main schools of thought when it comes to overcoming depersonalization is psychodynamic therapy, which is about processing your past, understanding your past, understanding your family situation, traumatic experiences that you have gone through, and learning how to sort of mend that fissure or that fracture in your sense of self. Okay, so psychodynamic therapy is extremely important. And if you don't understand what happened in your family, you don't understand the type of family you came from, if you don't understand all these traumatic experiences that have accumulated and why that led to depersonalization, then you're missing out on a real key in your recovery process. So in addition to psychodynamic therapies, there are what I call here and now therapies, here and now techniques. These include cognitive behavioral therapy, acceptance therapy, meditation, and of course diet and abstaining from substances that may have triggered the disorder. So cognitive behavioral therapy is where you just change the way you think about the world, about your emotions, and about everything. And it's really important to correct distorted thoughts that pop up in depersonalization. A lot of people really get stuck in these strange thoughts. They have very kind of elongated philosophical thoughts about existence, and they basically have an existence phobia that they need to overcome, and cognitive behavioral therapy can really help you correct that. In addition to that, there's acceptance therapy, which kind of draws from elements of Eastern philosophy, where you simply accept the things that are out of your control and you don't stress out about them so that you're not adding extra stress. Of course, mindfulness meditation is extremely important. Just sitting in a chair and staring at a wall for 10 minutes a day can be extremely helpful. Then really kind of one of the most important things is getting off of substances that either triggered the disorder or make the disorder worse. Now, the most kind of well-known is marijuana. You know, you really can't smoke marijuana if you want to recover from depersonalization, because you have a certain personality type, a certain, you know, temperament that's called highly sensitive personality, and those types of people can't really just ingest all these substances like quote-unquote normal people can. So you really have to get off marijuana. Alcoholism is a huge problem. Alcohol can actually temporarily help with depersonalization. It can relieve the symptoms. It can relieve other things like social anxiety that you might have. And it can make you feel better in the short term. But in the long run, you're going to have to withdraw from alcohol, and that's going to make you feel worse than you did before. So you got to get off alcohol. Caffeine. Caffeine ramps up the sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight response, and depersonalization essentially is like a fight or flight response gone awry, a constant stress disorder, chronic stress disorder. So you got to get off caffeine, because caffeine's like liquid stress. And if you're dumping that into your body every day, that's making things worse, and that can really halt a recovery. Then it's diet. I mean, as far as what we should eat, we all kind of know. You really got to eat a lot of vegetables, a lot of fruits, things like grains, seeds, nuts, lean meats, salmon, fish, chicken, all those kinds of things. You really need to start eating that food, and pretty much that food exclusively. And you got to get off of this just garbage, junk food that people often eat. So that's kind of a combination of the psychodynamic and the here and now. You've got to get both of those going and integrate them. So I have a program called the Total Integration Method, which is about getting everything in line, the psychodynamic and then the here and now techniques. In addition to all this psychodynamic and here and now techniques, it's important to feel like your life is going in a positive direction, that you have control over your life and that you're moving it in a direction that you want, that you're living a life kind of your making. And a lot of people feel like they're stuck in a reality that they don't like. They're living a life they don't like, and depersonalization is kind of a numbing response to this surrounding. You know, they're not living the life they want. And you don't have to reach your goals tomorrow, but if you can feel like you're kind of moving towards your goals every day, that can make you feel a sense of optimism about the future, feeling that you're kind of making your own reality, and you're kind of owning your reality instead of letting the world kind of push you around. So it's really important to kind of be moving in the direction you want to move with your life, finding out what you truly want to do with your life. So I hope this video has been helpful. It's been kind of a quick breeze through all the different recovery methods. And I've got articles on pretty much every single element of the recovery process you can find on my site, depersonalizationrecovery.com. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Many videos are coming. And I wish you the best of luck in your recovery process.